Sunday the 18th of April 2021, and another glorious day. It is so nice waking up in the morning to seeing the world looking like this. It really is. I managed yesterday, whilst hoovering the floor in my room, tiny as it is, to twist the muscles in my foot. I don't know what tripped me up, but loads of crap came crashing down with me. And it's not a skeletal thing, I know that, but I can barely walk today. Not a good feeling, but it doesn't hurt when I don't put pressure on it, so all good. But yeah, what a day, eh? Beautiful.
And there's pesty little girl. And we're gonna give us a
I still don't know when, or indeed 100% where, my house move will be, but it'll be relatively soon. And these weekends, like the one that's just passed, my daughter's leaving relatively soon to go back with her mum. It's a completely different vibe to any other point of being here. It's just so strange. All this time has passed since this place was a great refuge in a massive storm in my life, and now it's a place that I cannot wait to leave, knowing that I'm not going to be in this place much longer, whatever, you know. The rehoming, make myself sound like a dog without any owners, but yeah, I'll be leaving here soon, whatever, because I'm at the top of the sort of priority list. It does make me see this place differently. Got some damn fond memories of this place, this garden, some of the people that have come and gone whilst living here. You know, it's been a ride. It's certainly been a time where a lot of grass has grown under my feet with regards to where life has taken me, and just especially mid to late last year, I was so anxious, so paranoid about life that I completely withdrew into myself and just felt completely terrible. I've never felt anxiety like it, and you know, I can look back now already and just see how irrational it was. You know, there's not a huge amount of improvement in my outlook on life, my mental state, I guess, but I can recognise things as a sort of external part of me now. That was then, this is now, you know. And that's a good feeling to have progressed to this point, but still a hell of a long way to go through my fears and anxieties that have resided in me whilst under this roof. There is stuff that's happened in my life that I haven't even thought about or processed yet, in its broadest term, in the ways of confronting it and getting over it, and I'm ready for that now. But as my doctor said to the council housing people, we want to give this guy intensive help and therapy, but there's no point us starting that whilst he's living under the roof that has held him in such a terrible and dark place, and that's the truth of it. And it's so good that somebody who's got the power to help me sees it from my point of view and can see how damaging just being stuck under this roof has actually been to me. But yeah, I feel a lot more relaxed knowing that it's coming to a conclusion. Not 100%, far from it, but any improvement from what my mind was doing to me, what this house was doing to me late last year, is welcome, to say the least. My daughter's bike and her scooter going off to her mum's for the short terms. I don't really want to have to be concentrating on moving them in a taxi or on a bus. But it's funny to think this these little journeys that I've done so many times from top to bottom of the house, it's coming to a conclusion. Well, I've come to get some exercise, and walking is just out of the question at the moment. like a little old man with where I've hurt my foot, but yeah, cycling's a next best option, and it's a beautiful day to be out and about, it really is. Wherever I do end up, it's going to be relatively close to this area, within a few miles, and this is a place that I will return to time and time again. This is more than just a place that's convenient. I absolutely love this park. It's been the venue for some truly beautiful moments in my life, and well, its physical beauty speaks for itself. I've got so much gratitude, as I have for the woods I used to walk through for many years in the village, 8 miles from here, that I lived in. Absorbed so much of my energy over the years that was slowly poisoning me, and made me better in small ways. You know, they don't just take the carbon monoxide out of the air or what have you and produce some oxygen. They can absorb more than that and purify it, and they certainly did with me. Come off road just a little bit to have at least a little bit of a hop along, and it's good. It's amazing the feelings you can start to manifest when you know a certain period of your life is over already. I found myself with a lot of things that I was very worked up about, and they were very real, very tangible emotional responses to things, but now I know it's a situation where I just don't have to care. I realise I do care, because I haven't just gone hog wild and thought, sod it, I don't have to give a damn about anybody anymore. I just feel confident. There's no threat to me with regards to losing my accommodation, etc., which has plagued me for such a long time. Within months of moving into the house I'm presently in, a guy who, ironically, I've got a lot of love and sympathy for. He was mid-50s, and life had treated him pretty rough, probably because he'd treated it pretty rough. And we got letters through each tenant saying, this has been reported by a tenant, that's been reported by a tenant, obviously anonymously, and there was 4 other people in the house. And people are staying on a regular basis at the weekends. That breaks the council's tenancy rules, because they would be counted as another tenant in the house, and that was my daughter. And we know who did it, all of us there at the time. You know, the house was working fluidly. It was very good to begin with, and it was obvious through a process of very quick elimination he'd sent it. But you know, I feel sorry for the guy. He'd obviously wrecked so much of his own life through alcohol abuse and everything he ever talked about love in his life. You'll meet so-and-so, you'll see so-and-so, this person's going to come around, and I love them and they love me. And no one ever showed up, no one was ever there. And I could see, as I've felt many times, and it's something which I resist now, because I know it's not healthy and it's not the right way to be reacting, but I've thought, not literally on this lines, but you know, the whole sort of benefit cheat hotline mentality. I'm having a shit life, I'm going to make sure other people are coming down with me. You know, I can relate to that in a funny sort of way, that wanting to drag people down to the level of sadness that you're facing. But you know, a couple of years nearly of total solitude for me, except for my daughter's company, has made me back off. I've realised how low the mind can actually take you. Obviously, every time I've dared say I've seen a new low, there's further that depression and anxiety and the like can take you. You know, I'm very respectful of those emotions, and I'd never think I'd ever seen it all, far from it. But I know how much people are masking. I used to think I believed the hype. I thought everybody else was fine and I was just leading a screwed up life. But now I know it's just not the case, and I have an empathy that I can't prove to you. It's not for me to judge whether it's real or not. Only you can do that. But I find myself realising that vicariously I feel a lot of love and joy for people that I don't even know. See families having a good time here, you know, all that kind of thing, and it does me the world of good. It's a good feeling to see other people in situations that are enriching their life. I just realise that it doesn't have to be directly happening to me to be wonderful, and that's a big bridge to a more positive outlook. That I can definitely feel happiness and love for people I don't even know. It's a bizarre feeling. It can quite often, very easily, on a knife edge, turn into absolute loathing and hatred. But you know, anybody who claims they're completely cured of darker feelings that they've had without real just cause in their life, anybody who claims they're completely cured, I wouldn't trust them with a barge pole. Whatever I wouldn't trust them with a barge pole might mean. I think I'm getting my metaphors a bit mixed up, but you know what I mean. I just had a family in unison say, "I love that shirt." And generally speaking, anybody who was around in the 1980s, who was a part of the whole underground kind of punk scene, you know exactly. You know so much about that person just on sight, you know, that very few people would have been into the whole C.R.A.S.S thing without the philosophy behind it. And it's nice that it's recognised. I know sometimes it can be the opposite. There's a Batman t-shirt that I've got with the logo on it. Boy, do I regret wearing that. I always bump into this Irish guy each and every time I wear it, and he always has to shout at the top of his voice, "It's still not found Robin." And it's about as funny as nails on a chalkboard, you know. But I always manage to bump into him each time I wear it. I never learn my lesson. I always go to the same place where I bump into him as well. Must be a real creature of habit as well. It's always in the same place. Then again, so am I. It's all very well me saying he's a creature of habit. I have to be in the same place as him at those given times to be calling him a creature of habit. So what does that make me? You see, I'm so quick to judge.